Shameless.
United in the Europa League, Europa League. Let me tell them one time.
Manchester United 0, Real Sociedad 1. Our first game under Erik ten Hag in the Europa League ends in defeat tonight. Really, really disappointing. You can hear the fans to my left there, Real Sociedad fans are obviously buzzing. And the reality is we just never got out of gear one. We just stayed in the change rooms, it felt like. It was back to square one with the performance. And look, there's a long way to go under this team, a hell of a long way to go. But what it does show is that just a few tweaks to the first 11 that Ten Hag's been going with, and the performance level just literally nosedived, literally crashed completely, so quick. You know, you take out McTominay, who's doing his runs, or was doing his runs. He's doing his runs there. You take out McTominay. You take out Bruno. And it just didn't work. You had Fred. I was really surprised to see Fred as the midfielder furthest forward. He was playing in the 10 today. Just didn't work. Just doesn't have the quality to play in that position. On one end, I can see that, you know, it was good that you want Eriksen deeper. It shows how good Eriksen is. And anything we did well came from Eriksen. But when the final and the vital moments came at Fred in the decisive areas of the pitch, in the top half, in the final third, it just wasn't there. And look, Real Sociedad, they wasn't amazing. They played okay, but we gave them nothing to think about. And that was the problem. Casemiro, listen, Fred's going to take a lot of stick, but Casemiro was right there with him in terms of a bad performance as well. Had a shot that the keeper saved in the second half, but he just looked lethargic. He looked leggy. He looked like he was just so rusty. And he's been playing, like, not for us, but I mean, he started the season. He was, you know, man of the match in the Europa League, in the Super Cup with Real Madrid. He's done all pre-season, so to see him that rusty was surprising for me. Ronaldo, huffed and puffed, goal disallowed, rightly so, offside quite a few times. Anthony Elanga tried to get involved. He beat his man a couple of times, couldn't get the ball to Fred. Anthony tried to get on the ball where he could, just couldn't make it happen. And in the end, it was just a day just filled of a lack of quality for Manchester United, with players getting tired as well, so you had to make the changes in the second half. And it just goes to show that we've got a long way to go, which we already knew. But as soon as you tinker with that team, the quality is just not there. And you know what? There was some flipping good players who played today. We've been saying our second team, which is our Europa League team, is pretty good. It's got Ronaldo in it. It's got Casemiro in it. It's got Harry Maguire and Lindelof and experienced players. But when you see that, you can see why Erik ten Hag's gone with what he's gone. There's none of them players who have been playing today in Anthony Elanga, in Fred especially, even in Casemiro. You know, McTominay, again, like I said, he's doing his runs there. He's proven why Casemiro's on the bench with that performance there. Erik ten Hag's not going to leave that game thinking, right, I've got Casemiro up to speed. Obviously, with the passing of the Queen today, I suspect that the games will be cancelled for a week or two. We'll have to wait and see. But even, away from that, just on the football side of things, I don't think any of them players have given Erik ten Hag something to think about. Luke Shaw was sitting next to us up there. He was in the director's box with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They were initially named on the bench on the team sheet that we got, and they wasn't involved. So I don't know whether that's injury. I don't know whether something's happened there. The subs that came on failed to have an impact. Obviously, Garnacho and Charlie McNeil, fair enough. But even Sancho just wasn't at it, couldn't get into the game. And the writing was just on the wall. Bruno came on, huffed and puffed, couldn't get involved in the game as well. It was just a really frustrating evening for Manchester United, on top of obviously what was a sad day with the passing of the Queen as well. There hasn't been any press conference and no mixed zone as well. But in the end, Manchester United just didn't have the quality today. We didn't have the quality tonight, and it looked like we could have played a whole nother 90 minutes and the result wouldn't have changed. Yes, extremely harsh with a penalty. I mean, it's never a penalty. It hits off his arm, hits off his leg, then onto his arm. The Real Sociedad manager there is obviously ramping up their fans. They've travelled over to here, and rightly so. They've got the win. They should be happy. But yeah, it was never a penalty. But even away from that, the quality just was not there. It wasn't there from United. And is it worrying? Of course it is. But at the end of the day, we know that. We know that's why Ten Hag's been going with the team that he's been going with. I'm not going to stand here and say, excuse me, because Harry Maguire played or because Lindelof played, or it's all Harry Maguire's fault. It's not that. It's collective. The collective drop-off from the players that came in versus the players that have been playing was just too high. And these are players that have been doing well. you know, and you take them out of the team, and it just wasn't the same. The fullbacks couldn't have the same thing as well, and it just wasn't to be. Manchester United falling at the wayside with a disappointing 1-0 loss. We don't know about the next game. There's a little bit of uncertainty. I would have said that, you know, with players playing today, they need to get rested up for Crystal Palace, but obviously with what's happened today and the events that have happened here in the UK, I would suspect that the weekend's games are cancelled and potentially even the week afterwards. So we'll have to wait and see there. Disappointing night tonight all around. Disappointing day today all around. Obviously thoughts with the royal family and the Queen. And Manchester United lose 1-0 here to Real Sociedad. We're out of it. Peace.